Hey everybody, it's Jeff with the Cybertruck family, and the Cybertruck is pretty dirty today. But today we're going to do a quick video on, and this is a tip for when you might be carrying something in the back of your truck and you don't want it to slide out because the tailgate is obviously perfectly flat with the bed of the truck. And so I found this little trick, and some people didn't know about it on X, so I'm going to post this video real quick. I used this last week when I was carrying 2 chairs from one house in my neighborhood to another. Very short trip, didn't feel like strapping them all in, but I didn't want them to slide out the bed of the truck. So what I really wanted was the tailgate to just kind of be held up in this upright position a little bit, just to keep the items from sliding out the back. And it turns out Tesla has thought of this, and it's pretty easy to do once you get the hang of it. I will admit that the first couple times I did this, it was a little tricky, but once you've learned the tricks, it's not so bad. So the first tip is definitely do this before you put things in your truck, because it's much more difficult. You're going to need to hold this bed up by hand as you make the adjustments I'm going to talk about. So much easier to do when there's no weight on it. So the trick is that this cable that holds the tailgate from going down any further is attached to an attach point here, but you'll notice that there's another attach point directly above it, and that's the same on both sides. So if you move this cable head from this attach point to this attach point, you are going to raise slightly the tailgate of the truck. So that's what we're going to do, and I'll give you a couple of tips on how to do that easier. First, what you're going to want to do is lift this by hand and kind of use your body to hold it up to give some slack on this cable so it's not taut. And I'm going to try to do this with one hand, which makes it slightly even trickier. But the key to this is taking it on and taking it off. You're going to want to, there's a little spring in here, which I'll show you in a minute, that's kind of holding this cable onto the attach point so it doesn't jiggle loose. And you're going to want to push up, that was too easy. Push up to disengage that cable, that spring, and then you're going to want to pull out at the bottom. So you don't want to take it off evenly. You want to pull out at the bottom, and you'll see that it pretty easily slips right off of there. And I'll just show you that spring I was talking about. It's right there. That spring engages back in here in the back, and it keeps, as I said, the cable from popping off too easily. So I will tell you the next trick is always remove both of them first. Don't move one up and then try to do the other one. It makes it harder. So let's come over here, holding the tailgate up by hand again. We're going to disengage that spring and pull it off from the base like this. And now we've got both of them off. And the easiest way to raise this gate up a little bit is just to move it up to the next stop. So kind of the reverse when you're putting it back on. You want to catch that little spring on the bottom of the attach point and push, and then you want to put the top in first and then kind of lever down and let it drop. And we'll come back over here and do that with the other one again. Take the slack off a little bit more, push the spring to engage it, and then slip that on at the top and pull it down. So you'll notice that now the tailgate is slightly elevated, and I'll show you how I can show that. I've got a phone here that's got a level indicator on it. I'm going to put this phone down at the tailgate, and if you can see there, it's got an indicator of tilt, which is currently indicating 12%. So that gives you a 12 degrees, a 12 degree incline to the tailgate. However, there is a way to get a little bit more inclined if you're carrying maybe some heavier stuff or bigger items and you want it even more inclined. What we'll do is, once again, disengage these two. So we're going to take that one off and come over here and lift up and take that one off. And now, instead of coming straight up and down through the middle here, what you're going to do to get a lot of angle on the tailgate is to bring it out and loop it over this bar. And again, you have to give yourself a good bit of slack on the cable, and you're just going to reconnect that there over the bar. And so you'll notice in a minute that's going to give you even more tilt to it. So I'll bring this one out, put it up over, take the slack out. This one can be a little bit trickier to get on, but there we go. And now that has a good bit of tilt to it. And you'll see that if this indicator comes up, that is a 20-degree tilt. So either flat 12 degrees or 20 degrees, depending upon which attach point you attach to on the side of the truck. And that came in really handy, keeping my chairs from sliding out. I hope it comes in handy for you, and I hope some of these tips help. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.